Hello and welcome to the night shift. I'm your host for the first time and the last time. The first time and the last time, Daniel Lim, and welcome to the grand finale of our run on the night shift. Who's here right now?
Hi, I'm Bryan, one of the editors.
I'm Jervis, the guy from the Fifth Row Showcase.
I'm Jing Kai, the interviewer.
I'm Jiarong, one of the editors.
And I'm Andrea, one of the hosts.
And online we have.
Introduce yourself.
I am John. I am John.
He's on the MRT.
Also, I'm
Man, it's like
Oh,
live
that's
link
terrible
recorded,
audio. For
live link recorded footage.
Okay.
Alright, so we have come to the end of our 2 terms running the show and we're handing the show over. So consider this the last time you'll be officially seeing us in the host position on this show. Since this is our last time here, we decided to collect a few questions and, you know, reflect on our time here doing the show. So, what's going on?
He's crying.
He's crying, he's not crying, not me.
We've collected a few questions online and we also have a few questions that we've prepared beforehand. So maybe let's start from the beginning. How did we start out doing the show? Yeah. I mean I can tell the origin story. I think
Honestly, I forgot.
I remember the origin story. I think I was at the end of our 2nd term, right? And we were we were just hanging out afterwards, you know, just chillaxing after the paper. We had class party or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, and we okay, it was I think me, John, and Andrea were there having this conversation, right? And we were chatting, and we were we kind of feel productions, we mainly just been covering events for quite a while. There's not really much, we haven't had a show for a while because after the Sunrise show ended, we didn't really produce any new content or whatnot. So we were just spitballing here, and then we just came up with why don't we make a variety show type format thing. And then we started bringing on more people. So y'all remember how y'all joined the project?
Yeah, y'all suggested the idea, then I was like, oh yeah, I'm interested. I also want to show, yes. Y'all suggested all the ideas, and I was like, okay, I want to edit John's cooking show. Then
Welcome to John's Cooking. I'm John, and this is the cooking.
John's Cooking Show!
Yeah, if you didn't know who was doing the jingle for John's Cooking Show, that was Jiarong the whole time.
Thank you, Jiarong.
Just bad.
Must have been tough.
Okay.
She just did it while we were on set, and then we just decided let's just go with it.
yeah, I was like, must have jingle for this show.
I think I'll be honest, I think the long and short how all of them joined the show boils down to I PM them on Telegram.
Yeah. I received a Telegram message saying, hey, help me edit night shift. Then I'm like, okay, cool. Then after that, they sent me Jiarong's rendition for John's Cooking Show, and that's how the jingle came about.
John Cooking Show!
Need pay you royalties.
Yeah, she do a few different layers, then he mixed down into the choral track. I think.
I think for me, how it started was Daniel just asked me to be interviewer. And he told me to interview people. Then I like interviewing people. I like talking to people. So I was like, okay lor, let's just do it lor. And then that's how I came about.
Honestly, the best ones.
Yeah, I think Jing Kai's episodes are all really wholesome. If you watch the other episodes compared to the Jing Kai's episodes, it's not there's a distinct there's a distinct change in energy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Especially if you go from Jervis to Jing Kai. Yeah.
Okay, it's different.
Different vibe. Originally, I wanted to bring out the Excel sheet we had in the planning, and we see how many of those we actually checked off. But I feel it's a bit demoralizing to look back at all the stuff we didn't get to do. Let's try a different thing. What's one memory that you all have from the show? Maybe let's start from Andrea, maybe.
John Cooking Show!
Damn.
That's the transition.
I think, at the start, I just remember just dumping a ton of ideas in the Excel sheet one night. I stayed out until 3-4 a.m. But it's just cause I couldn't sleep. But yeah, a memory. It was the 2nd Late Bites episode.
We hope to see you again next time.
There's only 1 episode, but thank you for watching. And then originally we were thinking only having 1 episode and putting a lot of places in the 1 episode. But we ended up splitting it into different episodes.
We hope you guys had a good time. We'll see you again next episode.
But there's no next episode.
Isn't that what you said the last time?
I'm being legit now, okay? So yeah, and I think my favorite part was when I hit the
When you hit the bus
stop thing. Okay. On the wall, because originally I wanted to do that in the first episode, but I was like a bit shy to do so. So yeah, then over time got more comfortable with like hosting and stuff.
I guess I like my ASMR part of the John's cooking show. Yeah.
Every time you make the ASMR break inside the John's cooking show, I'm just like, what is Jiarong editing in the video, bro?
Yeah, I want my ASMR show, but I guess it's not popular enough.
Okay, the next time like we put one mic inside the frying pan for you, like you can just like listen and just like.
Yeah.
I think one of my most favorite moments was being able to interview so many different people. So like from Ho Chin to Zhong Yi and to like all the random other occasions. I think like all this really made make like uni life so much more fun. Like it's like so interesting. And then like, I also think that being able to interview all these different people, right, really gave me so much more different perspectives and insights into how they actually function. And I'm also very thankful that they actually made time to like, you know, come and get interviewed by me. And I remember that this is also like the first time I really got to interview people. So like the first time I was doing an interview, like I was like so nervous. But then I'm glad I overcame it and managed to do a few more with friends and now ending off with all of you. So yeah, I guess the interviews really made up.
Yeah. I remember like the mountaineering interview, we ran out of battery halfway through the shoot. Am I out of battery?
Is it all good?
Yeah, I believe it's all good. I remember running all the way back up to the productions room to like replace the batteries because I didn't have the foresight to bring down extra batteries for my recording setup.
Is that your most memorable?
No, I mean like okay, there's a lot of things. For some reason, like one of the most memorable things I remember is walking to the Entre Center in the middle of the night to go and film the second episode. The walk there, I remember I was so shacked out of my mind.
It's so silent.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what to say, bro. It is like f***ing like 8 PM at night and we're walking over to EC because we need to shoot some episodes. But man, okay. Anyway, suffer. Time for another episode. It was me, UCT, and I remember I was like thinking like I should record some behind the scenes stuff. And I take the camera on, just like I record. Then I look at the footage, bro. I look so shacked in that bit.
Close to the best of us.
Can I say?
You didn't act check though.
Huh?
You didn't act.
No, it was the before. It was the before. Like the behind the scenes, the walking over. That part was like my brain was like gone. Like it's like once you go in, once you go into set, you gotta log in but you know.
Look at that professionalism and its fineness. Showrunner.
Hey.
That's my effect.
Mine, I think that there's three different aspects. First is, okay, I didn't really know how this show would go because I don't know how many of you all know, but every time we see people, they ask us whether we have a script of what we want to do. I will tell them no, bro, just wing it.
Wow, no script
No script. It's all stupid. This is the only show without a script, bro.
Oh damn.
You just come here and bro.
If you think any of the night shift is scripted, then it's probably our writing abilities.
Yeah.
So every on my episode, we have no wing, we have no. Okay, so John cooking show, of course, you need like menu and everything. Jing Kai's one, you need like following questions and things like that because interview. But for ours, I tell you, all the favorite episode, it's always Jenny will ask me, hey, you know what to do? They say, okay, I'll just go wing it. Then we just go already. Yeah, there's no planning. So the first episode was quite scary, and that was a very, very tiring day as well because we didn't expect ourselves to go one whole day for the I forgot to say it's like the student organization showcase. Okay. Then we had to go for almost every of the sport, every of the thing and talk to everybody, and that was a very, very tiring day. It's like a full 4 to 5 hours of like work, which is I thank CT, Andrea and Daniel for being the cameraman. Yeah. The next is knowing people. Like I never knew that a lot of my friends are so good at what they do. Okay, it's not an insult, but you will normally not see people in their element. Okay, sometimes you see people in class like you just study, see them after that, eat lunch with them, things like that. Once the classes end and then you go for the 5th row, then you start to see people like Sujana. She's so good at dancing.
Okay. Let's go, Jervis.
Okay, Cam.
No, I heard that Karen's very good at archery, but I didn't know that she's that good. Okay, which is very cool. And I didn't know that is it for like the Hari Raya episode that's upcoming, or is it coming up really?
Yeah, it should be up by the time
It should be up,
this is
okay.
posted.
I didn't know that like all of our friends like know what our Muslim friends go through and everything. Yeah, and so Sharif, who's behind the camera, how he's leading things like that, which is quite interesting as well. Yeah, and third thing is that I didn't know how many people there are in school, and after this, it let me know, it allowed me to know how many people I pass by and I don't really know their lives. But after this, I sort of know like what they go through, what kind of like interest they have. Yeah. So fun fact is that we have a friend. there's a person that we met during the Hari Raya episode. Okay, I asked her, "Yo, what term are you in?" She told me, "Bro, I'm your class." I was like, bro, like what the hell? Yeah, that's why. So it's something like that. It's like those kind of cool things that you never like expect. Is right? Those very interesting like conversations and interactions that you wouldn't really expect. But through interacting with people around the school, you get to know them. And I think this is all why we wanted to do this show. At the end of the day, is to make the unseen people in school see. Yeah. Next.
Yeah, I think what Jervis said is really true. You might pass by a lot of people in SUTD, but you don't really know like what kind of life they live behind the scenes. The most eye-opening thing for me was not just like learning how to use a camera and like working on editing skills, but my biggest job was editing the mountaineering episode. We as a team cut down like 2 hours over worth of footage just to trim it down to that 30 minutes, and it was a lot of work, sleepless nights, but it made me realize, hey, like I walked past this person, but I didn't know this man has climbed a mountain. It was like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So yeah.
Yeah. John?
Okay, so for me, I think I never really knew, when first Daniel proposed this idea to me of making a cooking show, I never really thought about what that would entail. So until I had to make one myself and all the planning that goes into it, like all the ingredients. You know that like we shoot 3 episodes in like one shot, so it's like they use more or less the same like ingredients and stuff. And also like I don't know how many hours of like what's they called? Gosh, I can't remember, but a YouTuber, one particular YouTuber, I just watched like sank like 50 to 60 hours of my life into that guy. Holy cow! Yeah, I think planning for like all of the John's cooking shows that was one of the most memorable things in my life.
Okay. You guys here? Okay, Chia.
That was so interesting. Oh my god.
Sorry,
Okay,
TLDR.
so TLDR, he didn't know what to expect, and a lot of planning went into filming because for John's cooking show, one whole day is split up into like the different episodes. So only one like shooting day. So he had to buy the ingredients for the meals that are like low-key, that for meals that use the same, more or less the same like ingredients.
If you're wondering why like every recipe uses chicken thighs, that might be why.
Yeah.
One receipt easier to claim.
So what's the macros? Some guy was asking.
Bro, that one was about, bro. Like John didn't do the math until we got the comment. Okay. So more fun question. This one is from the board that was sent to us. What is everyone's persona?
What's everyone's persona?
So in case you're on the internet and you haven't figured out a persona.
I had to Google.
No, yeah, okay,
I'll use.
Who's your animal?
I don't know what animal I am.
Which animal would you want to be?
Yeah, what animals are there though?
Anything.
Like
bro.
anything.
Bro, people pick airplanes, bro. It's like
I can be anything, bro.
I wanna be a red panda.
I'll be a giraffe. You laugh what?
You are not laughing at you.
My
This is my persona.
Yo!
Persona, bro.
Cool, we're not showing that picture, but
Yeah, Sayong Pu. Huh? Who?
it's a wolf. It's a wolf. It's a wolf.
Be a dragon.
Yeah.
Inside of you, there are 2 wolves.
Oh damn. Me?
Yeah.
Why are you going to me like?
Yeah. It's
You?
going to you. Yeah, okay, nah, bro. Okay,
Yeah,
it has to be
John.
John.
Rex.
come on.
Okay, this.
Rex.
Maybe a tiger.
Relax, Rex. No, wait. Let me think.
It's Daniel's persona.
Okay, I'm gonna do mine first because okay. So
Seven.
here's how this. Okay, here's why I'm saying this, right? My uncle went overseas and then like he went past like this gift shop, right? And then he just saw this shirt that had like the dragon from Mulan from it, and the first thing he thought about was me, so he got that shirt for me. So like yeah, my persona is the dragon from Mulan.
Dishonor on your whole family.
Hey, I want to be a dragon.
Who was the voice actor?
What do you call it?
I forgot.
Who was the?
I forgot who the
be the
voice actor
dragon
for the
from
for the. Yeah.
Let me donkey lah. Donkey.
I'm the dragon from Shrek.
Yo, the dragon from Shrek. Yo, that's.
Okay, we got
Donkey
it.
from Shrek, dragon from Shrek. Don't ask anymore.
Alright, nobody move. I got a dragon here and I'm not afraid to use it.
Okay. Yeah, don't prop the story.
Alright, oh yeah, and John, your persona. Actually, we know John's persona. He's gonna say something like it's Tiger Woods. He's gonna.
You have no idea, this guy, first time he go golfing, right? This guy, he consistently hits 100 like meters, right, and straight. And those are very good trajectories. Yeah, this guy got talent, I think.
He's naturally gifted in golfing. Another question: why is night shift filmed in the day sometimes?
Okay, what is this question?
Like, what answers do we have?
What? You gotta expect John to cook at night.
He can.
Why not?
Yeah, she might.
You want SOS to be done at night? You can.
I mean, he can. I mean, other than SOS, all the other free throws were at night. Yeah.
Cat was in the daytime.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
John
sorry.
cooking show also.
Only your episodes are in the day.
Cat was in the
John's
day.
cooking show all in the day also.
Sports week was half day, half night.
Half day, half night.
Okay, but that anytime we're at an event, it's probably gonna be daytime.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like
John's cooking show need better lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we do in the day.
yeah. But no, the real reason why it's called the night shift is because the editors are working at night. That's it's because of Bryan.
No.
Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
The name the night shift
don't
where I suggested that as like the placeholder name, right? And then we just like
became-
we didn't come up with anything better than that, and then like we just like
just
ran with it.
manifested
Yeah, like bro, I just like willed the name night shift into existence, bro.
Was it opposite of sunrise show? That's why.
How is show opposite of shift?
Yeah, cut lah. You're not doing Jiarong any like service, no?
I'm not funny today.
Wait only.
What is you guys' favorite episode? I don't know if y'all watch what other people are doing,
Of course, I got watch.
but like between like all the episodes, like what's like your favorites?
I watch everything by
watch,
myself. Yeah.
Do it like to watch like as a
I like
I like all
Jervis.
of, Jervis videos. Yeah,
Jervis
all-
video.
Any Jervis.
Wait, specifically like anyone in particular.
Okay. The fifth row show.
How you guys enjoy NUS?
NUS,
How you guys enjoy NUS?
National University of Singapore.
Yes. Kidding.
Safe.
FIFA show, yeah, okay, yeah.
I like the mountaineering one.
Presume y'all wouldn't have sweat, right? Because it was so cold.
We definitely
Don't sweat.
We're stinky, dude.
Yeah, we were damn stinky.
We're really
dude.
stinky.
The mount,
Yes.
yeah, the mountaineering episode was also good. Like I think like quite like while we were doing auditions for our next batch, quite a few of them like say they like the Cupid episode actually.
On a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 9 and I'm the one you need.
Yeah, like a lot of them like the Cupid
Okay,
episode.
now feedback for the next batch, right? Actually, people love when you do school-based stuff because they can see their friends.
interaction.
And it's much more closer to home.
We started like trying our best to like interact with like more people like the further and further down we went into the show. I think like it really helps. I think like during like season 2 like there's only like one episode which was like John's cooking where like it was just like internal thing. Other than that like everything else is like community like videos. Yeah, sorry, we kind of like got sidetracked there. Like favorite episode to watch.
I like Jervis towel video.
Do you know what the famous Shah Rukh Khan step
No.
is?
I like to
It's like
learn.
this.
Stop clapping, I'm doing all wrong.
Oh, the towel one.
Oh, the towel, the towel,
I never watched the video, so I don't know what to say. Yeah.
I was the one editing it, so I had to watch it multiple times.
I say first, I never watched any of the episodes because it's damn crazy for me.
Like I think like most people like have a thing about like watching themselves. Bryan?
Oh, mine was Jervis Visual Showcase.
Jervis. Jervis FIFA show. Yeah, bro. Jervis.
That was so close.
I didn't ask John what's his favorite episode.
Yeah, John.
Mine's probably the mountaineering with interviewing
Yeah, that's another one of the popular ones. Yeah.
They flowed really well. the conversation in that episode.
Yeah. Because Jing Kai is very good at like carrying the conversation in a very wholesome way. Like
Yeah.
don't do that, it will devolve. It will devolve.
Yeah.
That's how you can say it. It will devolve. That's all.
It's like I'm not sure if we appreciate this enough about Jing Kai. Like we got Jing Kai to do interviews for a very specific reason. He's very good at it. Like his ability to hold like a topic and like be able to like smoothly like transition in between like different like different things. Like we could probably release the episode like uncut and it would still be like a very solid episode. Yeah.
Just do podcast.
I do podcast.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's why we gave him like a podcast format for fitness. In fact, like, which I still haven't finished watching. I really couldn't like watch the fitness episode.
One said the fitness one is too masculine. It's just 3 men talking.
There, where have the girls say, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Them. Wait, who said that?
Like the people that say that.
Okay. I don't know. Like
It's a good test lah. Like, you never
me
know what
personally, I have a very hard time like picking out like a favorite because like, I feel I stare at a lot of them for like
Yeah.
quite a while. It's like
Do you're sick of it.
Actually, I quite like Sports Week also.
yeah, the
I
sports.
was there to
Sports Week
film.
was fun.
Honestly, I tell you, Sports Week was so tiring.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, Sports Week was so tiring. But I think like, bro, I was like very concerned about the edit, but I think the edit came together like quite nicely. Like I think like, if you were there for Sports Week, you kind of know that like most of the footage from our episode is actually like from the first few days because like our momentum dropped off quite a bit towards the end because like we were getting like very tired. Like it was
Also, at school.
Yeah, we also had school during that duration. In fact, like that period, we were going quite heavy on like the filming. I think because like it was like week 2 of school.
Yeah, I want to rush everything before.
Yeah, we like how our workflow usually goes is that we have a season in which like we just shoot as much stuff as possible, and then like we just edit and release over the course of the term, so that we like aren't caught like we aren't like overworking ourselves, I guess, quote unquote. Yeah, but. Yeah, the downside of that is like we were like when we're in like the heavy period. I think like in particular that one because like with the season 1 we had like most of the holiday to work on it actually, and that was like pretty much like the work was spread out lah. But for this one like first 2 weeks of school we crammed in like so many shoots, and like you can really like feel the energy like going down like. At least in my opinion, when you watch the episode. But I think like overall in the edit it comes together like quite nicely, and I think like some of the jokes that like
For those who edit, put a like counter over here.
The word edit.
Yeah, no, the word like. The word like counter by Daniel.
I want to do a soul counter.
This is why I'm getting trapped in like the intro of the video, because if I were to be put in the rest of the video, there will be like way too many instances of me saying like yeah. and now that we said that you're gonna be hyper aware of it, I can't believe you do this to me.
Just cut it out.
It's the last episode.
For that episode, I think like honestly speaking, like low key, I like a lot of the edits I did on that episode because like by that point, like we kind of had the rhythm of it, like the Minecraft joke that we put in that episode.
The archery one.
So we got a classic Infinity.
Okay.
Right?
Definitely.
Unlimited arrows,
Oh, yeah?
of course. Then we will have the Flame 2 also. You gotta set a target on fire, you know what I'm saying?
I put a lot of work into that, but I think like the joke of that like came out very well. Like it really like sold what they were talking about. I think like one of my favorite things. There's like a very personal reason for it to be my favorite thing to watch, but yeah. Share favorite episode.
For me, it's the cat episode.
Oh
I
yeah.
feel that's a legacy because the cat no more.
R.I.P.
That's like already like archival historical footage.
Painful, you know. Yo, chill. I give you food, bro. Come on. Can I touch you? She wants more food.
Historical. Wow, you made history.
Ah, damn.
I was watching that back and like I remembered. Oh yeah, we did that. Yeah, I don't have the words to express what it's like to see Jerry in video. Like
it's like capturing a piece of history in a video in a capsule.
Yeah.
So cute.
Jerry is really cute. Okay.
Rest in peace.
We're gonna
Jerry.
back to the questions. What is Jervis's ideal type?
Wow.
What's that question?
Yeah.
What's that question?
I don't know who asked that question. I don't know who asked that question.
I don't know who that.
Who could
I
have
thought
asked
it
that
was
question?
anonymous.
Who could have asked that question?
Are you suggesting that it's you?
Oh my god.
I was
Okay,
trying to
give
help.
the people.
I'm trying to help Jervis find girlfriend.
Single, ready to mingle.
Actually, Jing Kai is also
Yeah, you know who else is tall, handsome with the wrist, you know? Let's go to Jerry.
Do
Do that thing.
Do the thing again.
Yeah, do the thing. Do the
Just cut.
I do it, I go jail, you know. Okay.
No, I'll break you up, bro.
What my ideal type? Ask me in real life.
What's your idea type?
Ask me in real life.
Wait, in real life?
Behind the sofa.
Let's see here. Make more videos. I wonder who sent that.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be directed to us, right? Should be the next batch.
Make more videos.
Yeah, on the topic of the next batch.
The night shift.
On the topic of the next batch, like any messages that you guys have for the next batch.
1 million subscribers.
Like, I know that.
That's right. I need you all to hit 1,000 subscribers by this year, okay? 2024. That's right. 1,000 shouldn't be too hard lah. How we already at like 600 something. Right. Just why you stop whispering?
No, nothing. Yeah.
Why? Fuck
But
up,
make more
man.
videos. Make more videos.
Yeah. John, advice for the next batch.
Yeah, do you have any advice?
Or anything you want to say to
Don't
the
be
next
over-
batch of the
Don't be
show.
over ambitious, I guess.
Huh?
Huh?
Don't be over ambitious.
Don't be
Don't be
over.
over ambitious.
Yeah, be like reasonable in what you're expecting of the show. Okay, like
1,000 subscribers.
actually, I know. Coming into this, like, what were your expectations?
I just wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Wanna try new things.
I think most importantly, just enjoy the creative process.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really.
I think like once like we like really like get into like the chillax of it, like is like it becomes like more enjoyable. It's no fun if you're not enjoying the process. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one, John.
What advice I would give them is just to be yourself. I think everyone has different sides, so you compare to other people. Sometimes you might feel like, then they have their own personality style. What can I do it that way? But actually, sometimes the most genuine and authentic way is just do what you do best, and that's just be yourself.
I think I went into this. It sounds a bit cringe because it's not really the kind of thing I say normally. And the idea of me going to this was first because I know the people, and it's very easy to work with people I really trust. Next thing is that I went in with the fact that this school is really unseen in a way where you have no idea what SUT is about. Okay, you have no idea. I mean, people have an idea of what SUT is like, but the people are not known. So if you go in with the idea that you want to shine light on something, okay, what people are interested in, and you're willing to go in and learn what they are very passionate about, I think it's a very, very good angle to make you feel more interested in what they're doing, and also use yourself as a medium to help other people understand what the students here do. Yeah, we're not just like nerds. Okay, we are nerds with something else to us. Yeah.
Some humor.
Not you, but yeah, okay.
Yo.
Friendly fire.
Alright,
Yeah.
Brian.
I really resonate with what Jing Kai said. There's many different types of videos, and you have to find your own way of expressing it. Yeah.
Stop it! Oh my god!
We're not going to do cringe stuff.
I had so much time to think about it, and I still didn't it's so hard to like boil down like all of the stuff I want to say.
I'm sure
like,
as the showrunner, you also have like the most to say to them, right?
Yeah, I mean like I guess the long and short of it is that the process is hard, like, and I think when you are managing everything, it's easy to like see all the things that you aren't like hitting, like all the objectives you set for yourself that you aren't able to like land. But at some point you have to get comfortable with the fact that you are trying something new, you are experimenting, and that means that there's going to be times where you aren't going to be up to the bar that you've set for yourself, and that's like 100% okay. Like you like spending like less time beating yourself up over this kind of thing and like moving on to like the next challenge is like it's a bit cheesy, but you're 100% going to be in a situation like this, and it's the important thing is to push through it.
Okay. Next
Yeah,
stop.
I never say.
Okay.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Sorry. Okay.
Wow, skipping her.
Skip might be Jiarong lah.
Okay, initially I was just gonna like, okay, what all they said. Aim for the stars and yeah.
You miss, you fall for aim for the star, then you miss.
Aim for the stars and
You'll land on the stars.
But guess what?
aim for the moon.
You get it lah.
On the stars.
Yeah, you get it yeah.
Since before this we didn't really have like anyone to rely on, so I guess you guys can also ask us for help and like guidance if you guys need. And I hope do we have like a handover like document?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I got the hang of
Oh, okay.
it.
So then I hope you learn from like the same like mistakes that we have, like in planning and stuff. Yes, that's it. Aim for the moon, land,
And if you miss, you
star.
land amongst the stars.
Actually, fun fact,
That's
the
right.
star is further than the moon. Just saying.
Which star you looking at? I'm looking at 5 over here.
Okay. Never count John, what the hell? Second last question, I guess. Like, what's something that we're gonna take going forward from this?
What's something they're gonna take?
Like, yeah, like, what's something we're gonna bring forward from this, like, from doing the show?
Like editing
Oh
skills.
man, it's so emotional.
Oh shit. That's
Honestly, like, yeah, no, like, I think like Jiarong's like editing has like it's gone up in standard over the course of like the course of
Go
the
and watch
shift. Yeah.
Ron's POV.
Actually, I learned a lot from Daniel. Yeah, actually from all the productions, everybody like knows some kind of skill here and there. Then I'm like, oh, what's the shortcut? I just like, what's the shortcut? Then they oh, control something. Oh, okay, thanks. You know, it's like super cool. It's like
What's wrong?
I love editing in the productions room. Very nice. Then I just come help me see whether this part funny or not. Then they give like feedback and everything.
No wonder so funny eh.
No wonder wrong POV so funny.
Yeah lor. Wrong POV.
Please follow her.
Yeah, it's like linked in the description of this video. Yeah.
Wrong POV.
No, okay, yeah, but it's very productions very conducive environment to learn.
She have like problems with
Huh?
Nothing. That's a very
toxic.
very
You got problem, you just say you Jervis.
We are disbanding.
Well, bro, we're tearing ourselves apart here. Like, yeah. This is the last episode for a reason.
We'll reform under a new name, new brand.
Spoiler. That's not supposed to be coming under the last question.
Cut.
Honestly, take away all the friendships. I think that
Oh, you steal my answers, yeah. Okay, what can you say? Can I say?
honestly, I think most importantly is really the people that you work with and then the people that you spend time editing and doing all this. Like from the interviews, all the friendships I've taken and from working with these people, I also have learned a lot lah. And my interview skills have definitely improved as well. And I gained a lot of new ideas. So I think most important is the experience, the friendships that I'll take away.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Alright.
So I must do something as equally as cringy. Okay.
Okay. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Okay. So what am I taking out? No, don't cut it out. Leave it in. Okay.
Alright, repeat it one more time.
Yeah. Just keep. Yeah, it's like keep doing it. Okay. Okay. So I think that okay, it's a combination of everyone's points. I think that learning to work with different people is sorry, is very important. Okay. And also like what Jing Kai say, friendship. Okay, not just here, but like what I said just now. The people I met around school, okay, people I never imagined I would talk to, okay, in school, I know them, and now some of them are like very, very good friends. Yeah, and also friendship not just inside but outside as well. Right.
Well said.
Why suddenly they clap? You all clap for mine.
Okay, we're gonna cycle it. John.
What? John answer.
What's the question?
I think someone should look at the door.
Oh, John is here! John is here!
What's one thing you're gonna take away from this going forward?
I think
Oh no!
I think one thing I really appreciated about the night shift is getting to know these awesome people here. Yeah, I don't think I would have been like half as close to most of them if it wasn't for the night shift. Especially Jiarong for editing all the videos and doing the filming.
I would say my main takeaway from night shift is to take up opportunities that are given to you. If it weren't for one Telegram message sent to me, I would have never been on this crew. But yeah, take up the opportunities that are given to you and you'll get to know a bunch of really awesome people. And try new things.
I think for me it's like I guess like leadership. To some extent I still don't really like see myself as extremely effective leader. I still feel like I'm learning as I go along. But I think like going into this, like starting to figure out how
Sorry.
like I think like a lot of it is like trusting the people that you work with. Like I think to some extent I have like not trust issues, let's say, but more of like I feel like I'm very controlling about like how my end products of like things look
Yeah,
and
you
whatnot.
are.
Yeah. It's exactly.
Good to know.
Yeah, getting to like work with people and like trust that they are like trust that you found them because you know that what they produce is good, and trust that they yeah, and like trust that what like they are doing like exactly what you sought them out to do, and trust them to make the decisions that are necessary to like produce all the videos and whatnot. Bro, I keep getting like every time someone like I hear something happen behind me, I get distracted. But
So Ran, you're having dry though.
yeah, it's
Why worry?
but yeah, I think like all of the lessons like about like team leading and whatnot would be my biggest takeaway from this.
Let's go.
Showrunner.
So I guess my biggest takeaway was, I guess I don't really have much opportunities to be in front of the camera before, or like on a stage per se. So I got very comfortable with hosting and just like trying to be myself. Cause I think when like the camera turns on, you tend to be like someone else, and to a certain extent, I am someone else. A bit more PG for the sanity of the editors, but like
That's a learned skill.
but
Yeah, show them the
it's-
episode 1.
Alright.
Yeah, good. Oh yeah. Sorry.
What did I just say?
Huh? I didn't curse. I feel like I improve over time. Yes, so yeah, and I also did a bit of editing, and I realized how tough it is to edit. So a lot of respect to like the more full-time editors.
Someone's feet smells.
Sorry.
No, I don't know. Is it yours or mine or Daniel's one? Roulette with my translate.
But
Ooh, sweet feet.
Now that we are done with the show, what are we doing going forward?
Bad joke.
Bad joke.
Yeah,
Oh, we need a jingle also.
it's that guitar sound.
Yeah, the guitar sound is very good.
It's the guitar sound I found on Envato Elements.
Oh yeah, we
really
have.
good.
Okay, yeah, we have.
Play the guitar sound.
What's the guitar sound? Oh yeah. Okay.
We had fun making videos together. Like we're like done with the show now. I think it's about time we give the night shift some new blood. We've already looked for a new cast, and I think they will be starting to produce their content soon. So look forward to that. But as for us, we are branching off on our own, and we're starting a new channel. As of right now, there should already be videos on the channel that you can watch. So if you want to continue seeing the videos that we make, you can check the channel down in the description below. It's called We Are That Joke. The URL is right here, I think. Yeah, editor, if you could make any sense of what we were doing, put that in. Why I keep addressing the editor person, but it's probably me, isn't it?
Yeah.
That it brings us to the end of our finale, I guess. So. Yeah, for the last time we've been a night shift, signing off, good night.
Bye.
I thought we were gonna say like we are bad joke, and it sounds like some K-pop groups. Yeah.
Bad joke.
We are Bad Joke.
Here's the best one.
Okay.
Close enough.
My hand was.